today we're going to be doing a curly Easter Bunny wreath. So this video is going to be recorded live on Facebook, so you might hear me occasionally talk to someone, but you are going to be getting an edited version so that I can make sure that the quality is there, and if there's any reception issues, you're not going to see those. So if you're wondering why I'm talking to people, and I do try to keep that at a minimum, that's why. So I'm going to pan down, and in a minute I'll get started. Hey everybody, happy Sunday. I hope you're doing well. Look, I'm wearing one of my t-shirts. I just thought it would be fun. This was actually the t-shirt they sent me that showed what it was going to look like, so no purple version until I get my order. But I hope y'all are doing okay today. We're going to be starting on our Easter wreath, so I'm going to pan down and we'll get started. Alright, let's make sure you can see everything. I think so. So, hi Bella. So we have our bunny butt. Owl ears. How's everybody doing? It's in my Etsy shop. You can go out there and get it. Alright, so we have our 3 rolls. So I put the lists out beforehand so that you could make the same thing if you wanted to. That way the supplies won't be gone before you get to them. So we have 1 purple with the snowball, 1 pink with the snowball, and 1 white with the snowball. Now they may call it cotton ball. It can either be called cotton ball or snowball. I did get this from Craft Outlet, so we'll cut some of those in a minute. I have 2 different options for you today. So this is the 14-inch that comes from, hey Robbie, this is the 14-inch that comes from the Dollar Tree. You can use this one. This is a 15-inch that comes from Craft Outlet. So this bunny is pretty large. So let me show you the difference. You can still fit it in either one. You see? So it really doesn't matter which one you use. It's really just personal preference. I think we'll do the one with the Dollar Tree because, for one thing, it's going to take a little bit less of the bundles. So that's always helpful. Yep. Ron is here. Robbie's here. Okay. So what we're going to do, I'm going to take my tag off. So don't worry. If there's any interruptions whatsoever, I am going to be taping it at the same time, and I will put it on YouTube later on today. Alright, so what we're going to do is we're going to take our 3 rolls, and we're going to roll them out together. Because we're going to be cutting them, it's easier if you cut it, hello, all at the same time. So I like to just roll them out together. I've already gotten a clean edge, so we won't have to cut that. I like to drop them on my little table I have down here. See, this table is slightly shorter. It's just TV tray from Walmart. It works. No need in spending money you don't have to. Alright. So then, what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut it every 10 inches. 10 inches is the perfect amount for a curly wreath. So, I'm just going to use 10 inches. You see how if you roll all 3 out together, it just really saves some time. So, there we go. So of course I've already cut a bunch. I've actually already made a bunch so that I don't have y'all on here all day. But, so this is what we're going to do. So once you get your 3 cut, you're just going to separate them. And you're going to need pipe cleaners. Now I cut mine in half. because there's no sense in wasting them. It is totally fine to just cut them in half. And all you're going to do is take this and just roll it up. Doesn't have to be tight like that. There's two ways you can do this. You can take your Bodabra, just stick it down in there. That way you don't have to hold it with your hands. Then just make the next one. And the next one. So we're going to be doing half with ribbon and half without. Because when you do this curly method, if you do the whole thing with ribbons, really and truly, you're kind of wasting your ribbons because you're not going to be able to see them all. So you want to do some with and some without. So I just take the 3 out. I go to the middle. Bye, Bella. And what I like to do is I like to push it up like this, because what that does is it makes it easier to grab that tie and make it nice and tight. Okay? Now I'm going to do one with ribbons. So I did show you the ribbons ahead of time, and I'm going to show you again. So we've got this pink with the little eggs on it. We have our purple with the little dots in the middle. The pink with the little dots in the middle. Look at this. The little pink bunny. I love that. And then this is just pink and purple. It has a little bit of yellow and a little bit of white in it. So because I'm trying to stick with these colors, I just add little tiny accents in. This is a pink with little white eggs on it. And then here's the white with the pink and yellow, green, purple. So this is going to be our really good accent piece. So what I did, and I'll show you. So I decided to do 14 inch. So I took my 7-inch piece of cardboard. This is just a tool I made, and I wrap my ribbon around it, and when I get back up to the top, that's 14 inches. So I have a whole bunch cut, but I did want to show you one. And then I like to fold mine over and cut away for myself to make this little dovetail. It just kind of gives it a nice finished look. So then what you can do when you go to make your next one, and if you're asking questions and I don't see it, if you will hang around at the end, I will stay on and answer any questions that I didn't see. The comments go by so fast it's hard for me to see them. So I just roll them up again. Doesn't have to be real tight. And all you're doing is rolling it the way it already wants to go. You can do it from the ends and you can do it from the center as well. Whatever is easier for you. Then you want to take 2 of your ribbons, find the middle, and then you can just stick it down like that. Hey, Bella. And then when you pull it out, you can put your tie around the whole grouping. Okay? And then I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to push it up like this, and I'm just going to tie it off like that. I'll show it without that. Alright? So just roll it. Put it in between your fingers. You can also use a chip clip if you don't have a Bodabra. Now you can get those at Walmart, the Bodabra, or craft stores, or Amazon. Okay, so roll it again. If you get any of these little pieces that stick up, just push them back down in. They'll go right back down. Take your ribbon, find the center, put it down on top of your bunch, just like that. and then put your tie down. Like this. Okay, and then I like to fold it over like that. Just makes it easier to get to that tie. Okay, let's do a couple more and then we'll start putting them on our wreath. I also like to vary which color comes up at the top. So if I do pink, the next time I'll do white, and the next time I'll do purple. It just helps so that all the colors can be seen. So we can do this one without ribbons. So just roll it up. Grab our little pipe cleaner. Put it around it. There we go. It's all tied in there. Alright, so we may need these and we may not. So we're just going to kind of set them aside and we're going to get started. So this is a very easy wreath to make. So if you're just starting out, this is a really good one to start out with. So once you have your bundles made, I like to do it this way because it is a little faster. If you do the whole thing and then you go back and you put it on your wreath form. I generally use between 26 and 30 bundles depending on how tight I make it and how big the wreath form is. So I'll make a pretty good amount. See, this is about what's left of that. See, and I used all 3. Okay, so what you're going to do is you're going to go to your wreath base and you're going to take your ties and you're going to put it in between the middle and then just tighten it down. Okay, so if you have one like this and you just have 3 rings, then you would just tie it in the middle. Okay, so you either, if you have 4, you tie it over both. If you have 3, you just tie it in the middle. Hello. Alright, so now we'll do one with the ribbon. So we're just going to keep doing this same process. So we're going to go, we're going to put it in between the 2, and we're just going to twist it in there. You see, you really don't need more than a half. Okay. You see how pretty it is with the little bit larger ribbon? So these are 10-inch. So if you're doing 10-inch, you want either 12-inch or 14-inch ribbons. You can go a little bit larger as well, but you don't want to be lower than 2 inches above the mesh height. So that's a really good rule of thumb to have. Alright. So we're just going to go around and put all these on, and then we will fluff out our ribbon. So you don't really need to worry about the ribbon when you're first putting it on. You see how full that's already starting to be? You see that? So I do one without, one ribbon, one without, one ribbon, one without, one ribbon. I'm not really paying attention to what colors are going next to each other because it doesn't really matter. It can get a little challenging when you get towards the end of a row. And if you have trouble with your hands, it's okay to use the entire pipe cleaner. Okay? So there's one section. So when you get done with one section, you just go to the next one. Now we put 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 in this section. And as you go around, you're going to have less to put in the sections because they're going to start pushing on each other. So it's normal when you start to have about 6 in the section. Like that. Put a few up here. You see how I only have one in this section here, but it's already starting to push on it because of these in here. So that's what it's supposed to do. And it's okay if you put more in that first section than you do in the other sections. That's a normal. I tell you that you can use full pipe cleaners and then just come back later and trim it off. It's really up to you. But I like to save my pipe cleaners because it can take a lot when you're doing this many. So it looks like we're going to get 4 in this section. So definitely different than the first one. And Mari is in here again today, in case you have any questions. And I sure appreciate her help because it really makes it a lot easier so that y'all can ask a question. If I don't see it, she can help answer it. Okay? So I'm just going to keep going on to the next section. I'm just tying it in, just like I did with the other one. Okay. We just keep going. Oh, I love these colors. So I just keep tying it in. I think we might be able to get a little bit more than 4 in this section, but we'll see. You see how quickly it starts filling up? It really does start filling up pretty quickly. So. The ribbon is 14 inches. If you're using the Dollar Tree mesh, I would still cut it 10 inches. Just because it's a good height for these wreaths. You can do the same thing with the Dollar Tree mesh. I'm going to get one more in this section. Okay, so I'm going to go on to the next section. So, we have 3 sections left. So, after you get done with the first one, generally I can get away with 4 to 5 in a section. So this one is 4. I'm thinking I probably can get 4 in this one. So that's 2. This is 3. and 4. Okay, so we're down to 2 sections. You see how full that's looking? I tell you, whenever I do these, I always get kind of nervous when I look at my bundles as I get towards the end, but it always works out, so don't be nervous if it looks like you're going to run out. And after we get done, I'll count and see how many we have in here. So let's see if we can do 4 again. So there's 1. Okay. Here's 2. Three. See, it doesn't take this long. Doesn't take that long to make these. The longest thing is making the bundles. Once you get the bundles made, it really doesn't take that long. Okay. This is our 4th. There we go. You see how it's looking? See, and you can push these up. They do have a tendency to want to stick in, so you can just push them up. Okay, so we're in our last section, and then we can start playing with our bunny. So, okay. So this last section, you do kind of have to push things aside a little bit, but you can get it in there. Okay. You see how much nicer and neater it is if you just do the smaller ties? That's one of the reasons I like to do that. Because then I don't have to do as much cleanup in the back. Whoop! This one came loose. I must not have tied it very tight. Okay. I think we can get one more after this, and then we'll be ready to do the next part. Oh, don't you love these colors together? I love these colors together. Okay, this never happens. This is the last one, and we don't need any more, and I don't have any extras made. How about it? That's awesome, because that hardly ever happens. Okay. So let me go and count how many we have, so you know how many to put in yours. Okay. Let me just make sure I get this last one in here. Alright, there we go. Alright, here we go. Let's see. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27. We have 27 bundles in here. How about that? So I think you could get away with either 26 or you could go to the 27. So once you get all this in, then you just kind of want to go and fluff up your ribbons. One of the reasons that you're only putting it every other one is because you can kind of spread them apart that way so that it's easier to see your ribbon. You see? And you want it to be larger so that it stands above your mesh. You see that? So that's why I do every other one. As I tell you, I used to do every one, and then I learned that you really can't see the ribbons if you do that. So now I just do every other one, and I just spread them out. This also depends on how tight you make your wreath. So you can make it a little bit looser if you want to have your ribbon show a little bit more. My water knocked over. Okay. So we're almost done spreading these out. And then we can work on our little bunny. Okay. Alright, you see how much easier it is to kind of see the ribbons when you spread them out? So now we can add our bunny in. See, don't you just love these colors? I love these colors. Alright, so we got our cute little guy. And so what we're going to do is we are going to stick him like he's coming out of the middle here. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull some of this up because I don't want him to cover up the wreath. So I want to make a pretty good size hole. Okay? And one of the reasons that we put it on this second level is that we're going to tie this guy on this first level. Okay? So just fluff that up, kind of pull it back, and then take this guy. He comes with little wires on him, you see, like this, and hopefully these will be long enough to tie down. So just pull it back, kind of stuff him in there. Looks like he landed in there. Alright, so let's flip it over. Okay, so from here it might be a little bit easier to fluff these out a little bit and pull your bunny in, and then look, it's going to work out perfect. We can just tie it right to the frame. So you want to tie it really tight so it's not going to go anywhere. So I'm just going to wrap it around. And I tell you what I do. When I make a wreath like this, I tend to try to cover the back if I can. I like to use either the very stiff felt, or I like to use a placemat. You can get placemats from the Dollar Tree, and they make a great cover. You just place it right over the back, and then you can just use this wire and some zip ties and just zip tie it in. And then nobody's going to see this back. All they're going to see is a very finished, polished wreath. So we'll get him tied in here really good. Okay, we got one more. So how many of you were able to get the supplies together? Is anybody following along and making their own? All right, let's do our shake test. I'm going to tell you what, he's in there really good. You see that? See, you can still see all of our little curls. You can still see his little bunny tail and his legs. He fits in there really great. Okay, so What do you think? I think that is so cute. Oh my gosh, I can't stand it. Okay. Now we have little ears. So we just have to figure out, okay, where do we want our ears? Do we want our ears to be like right back here where the frame is? I think that might be what we should do. Yeah. Okay, so this comes with the little ties as well, the little wire on it. So we can tell from the back where he is kind of landing. So we'll want to, I'm actually going to put it all the way down to the last wire and then wrap it around, because I want there to be some stability there so it'll stand up, because I don't want it to flop over. Okay, let's see, let's make sure that's in a good spot. Yep. Okay, then we can take our other one and go over about that far, I think. So we want it to be about the same height. There we go. And we just do the same thing, just wrap that wire around. And this is pretty thick wire, so you may need your pliers, but all right. Ha, look at that. Oh my gosh. Isn't that cute? Now these ears are wired, so you could bend them over, you could bend them back, you could bend one over and leave the other one up. There's a lot of things that you can do with this. How cute is that? I can't stand it. Okay, so just know that whenever you finish, you're probably going to have to go back and refluff your ribbons. But I think he looks adorable. What do you think? Thank you, thank you. So the other thing that you can do is you can add in these little eggs. I got these from, I think I got these from Hobby Lobby. But I have a bunch of different ones. So I have ones like this. I have little things like this. Aren't those cute? Let's see what else we have in here. Ooh, those are cute. So if you wanted to add something like these, oh, aren't those colors pretty? So like the purple, you could do the purple. This comes on wire. So if we stuck the purple down in there, so that's how it would look. You could also put it where the tie is, like where your ribbons are. See that? Oh, I like that. Let's see. You could use this to add some different colors that you wanted in. So like our ribbon has some yellow and some green. So you could add in some of the, like, let's show you. So I just cut it off. And what I'll do is I'll actually hot glue this down in here. Okay. So like here. This is one that has some yellow in it, so I can just stick this little yellow one down in here. You see that? You see how cute that is? It just adds a little bit extra to it. We have green. We have a lot of green in our ribbon. See, and I could just go through and do this wherever I have ribbon. You see? You see that? Isn't that cute? Oh, I love it. So these are so much fun to do. And they're so easy. And they're so fast. Now, it does take a little while to cut all these bundles. But that's okay. Because you know what? You can just sit and watch the Super Bowl while you were putting your bundles together. How many of you are planning to watch the Super Bowl? Anna Maria? Okay, let's try a blue one. That's a little different, but I think it'll be cute too. Oh, look at that. Oh, I think that's so cute. So what do y'all think? Do you like it? Thank you. So I wanted to do something fairly short today because I know it's Super Bowl Sunday. Okay, there is the wreath finished. I really hope you enjoyed this. You can see the little ribbons and the ears. All right. Thank you for watching. Make sure to subscribe.